So then, mate,
Welcome to Portugal.
I wish. We're not quite there yet, but another episode, another course. Starting to feel like the golf life lot.
To be fair, mate, it's peak season as well. The course looks unreal. Look forward to it today.
So we are at East Sussex National
Yeah.
on the Construction Cup round 2. We are headline sponsor again, so the Hummer will be floating around, playing the tunes.
The HardHats party hole.
Unfortunately, it's sin alcohol today.
Yep.
So we've got some virgin rosé.
Right. In fairness, mate, with this heat, I think alcohol is probably the last thing we need.
I don't know, just the way I've been chipping then.
No, but shout out to Red Eagle Foundation.
Yeah.
Look forward to Charity Day. Like I say, it's round 2 or 3. We haven't won one yet, but this could be the one, mate.
Well, seeing as we've got a couple of bandits with us today, yeah, but Josh, I'm really looking forward to the conversation with him. We've got to know him over the last year or so, I suppose, isn't it? And it was an introduction by Dan Spink, who's been on here. So shout out Dan for connecting us. But yeah, Josh, come on, mate, come over and say hello.
How we doing, gents?
Mate, Joshy, thank you, mate.
Lovely, isn't it?
So people don't know who you are, mate, and who are Simpro, because a lot of our clients do use Simpro.
Yep.
And we get asked about software and stuff, but not everyone will be using it yet. So for benefit of people who don't know what that is, what is Simpro and who are you, basically?
Yeah, so my name's Josh. Been at Simpro for about coming up to 5 years this year. I'm based in the Cambridge area. We used to have an office based in St Ives, Cambridge way. Recently, probably back in 2024, moved it to Reading. But I'm remote. I'm the partner manager for Simpro, so working with and partnering with businesses like yourselves. We've got similar clients.
What's the elevator pitch?
What's the elevator pitch? God, testing me now. So it's
10 times growth.
Yeah, all the usual spiel. So it's a job management software for trades and service businesses. So anyone that's going out, installing, servicing, maintaining a piece of equipment, they'll use Simpro to run their business from inquiry through to invoice, and then we link with your likes of your accounting software. So it's your scheduling, your quoting, your purchasing, your full end-to-end really. So we talk it as job management software, but it's really business management.
So that clearly is why Brad is a mutual client, because we discussed it in the last time we were out up in Scotland. His business has exploded, and that them processes and that automation and that whole technology stack and piece that he's built out is what's enabled him with that growth. So
Yeah, we deep dive into it. Look at crackers, because everyone's asking us about tech and construction.
Yeah.
Simpro's a leader in the area, so we dive into what it is, what it can't do as well.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because it can't do everything.
No, of course
I'll
not.
tell you what I can't do, chip. So I'm going to get myself back over there, all right? Let's go and find
Let's go,
Brad.
gents.
So Josh, Simpro, like we said earlier, it's one of the main players out there, but a bit of history of where it come from, where it is and where it's going.
Yeah, so Simpro kicked off, I think it was back in around about 2002. It was 2 leckies from the UK, was out in Australia doing everyday work like your installs, etc, and then they realised quite quickly that they needed a system, so they built something for themselves in the back of a garage. It was an engineer with them.
We hear all the time, don't we?
Yeah.
Our clients say, oh, yeah, I've not found anything since I built it myself.
Yeah,
Well, that's how all businesses start,
I
right?
was going to say it normally.
It's fixing a problem, isn't it?
So that they done that there, then their mates clocked on, or people they were working with, to what they were doing, and next thing you know, it kind of grew out in Australia, and then it come into the UK. I think it was around about early kind of 2014, 2013. And then, yeah, it's branched out to other countries, New Zealand, America, to the point now I think it's now Simpro Group rather than just Simpro. There's 4 companies within that. Simpro, Big Change, Arrowflow and Clockshot. So it's a global business now with about 26,000 customers coming up to.
Crazy, isn't it? And you think how quick that growth is.
I think we've got probably a fraction of that many clients, but I'd say 1 in 5, 1 in 10 maximum, they're saying, I'm trying to build something, because there's so many different tools out there, isn't there? Try to do everything, or they niche on something.
Yeah.
So it's impressive that you've managed to go to that sort of level, because everyone's trying to find a solution to the same problem different ways.
And look, what I'm interested to know is that first initial problem that the boys out in Oz sought out to fix, has that remained the core of Simpro still today? Or clearly it would have evolved and new features and products get introduced into it. Like you say, it's a multi-company business now. But at its core, has it retained that?
Yeah, I think the main thing where Simpro prides itself, it started off with electrical, right? And our biggest customer base is electrical. And I think it always will be, just purely because of the background of it. But I think it really works on a workflow rather than actually an industry. As long as you're going out, installing, servicing and maintaining, and that's the way it's always been, had those foundations there, and then it's kind of grown off the back of that to be like a business powerhouse almost. And
just for the benefit of everyone, so what is a typical workflow in the electrical world?
Yeah, so I was going to say, sometimes I say workflow, and in installers, contractors, they're always like, well, what's that? I'll go out and I'll fit saying, I'll maintain it. So yeah, it is essentially, so we have 3 workflows. It install work, so you're going out, one-off installs, you're going out and doing that. And then off the back of that, so a different workflow could be you're going and maintaining it. So it could be a 6-monthly service. It could be you just purely going out. I mean, we've got businesses doing all sorts, cleaning kegs for pubs and things like that. And then you've got your project work, so your large kind of stuff. You're going out multi-phase, kind of big job costing, yearly projects.
And do you find you have commonly or popular used workflow, or do you have firms that the businesses typically use all 3?
I think it all depends. I think the positive of Simpro is if you're a business owner, and most people start off as kind of a niche, so they might do just purely maintenance work because there's a contract that they've won. They've kind of grown up from there. I think the positive is for it, they can then, if they do grow, they don't have to change the software if they go into a different industry. So you could be starting off with electrical and you could go into kind of like your mechanical work as well, or you could go into fire. It allows you to go into that and not have to change systems because it is designed to be.
So how does the partner program that you obviously head up, how does that sort of help firms adopt, like you say, I keep saying all the time, there's not one tool for everything.
No.
And what you guys have done, what I've gathered, is rather than trying to do it all, you've allowed people to plug in.
Yeah, no, 100%. So yeah, I'm one of 4 now. We've always had partners, right? But I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago now, we built out a specific program for them. It started from kind of referral partners, so like people like contract business coaches, consultants, and then slowly we built partnerships with our kind of like accounting firms. But essentially, if we can't do something, we want to make sure that there's a system out there that we're dedicated and a Simpro partner with to be able to then link into our software and support with, so the client isn't having to have that kind of siloed systems.
Fine, so you're creating an ecosystem with partners as opposed to them creating their own tech stack. They do it within yours.
And the good thing is with that is then, for me personally, from my experience, you see, businesses are less likely to leave a software or stop using a software because they know that they're able to support with different parts of their kind of data. So for example, if someone rings up and they wanted your services or services similar, or it could be many different things, you've got a whole directory. I mean, we've got something called a partner directory and a partner marketplace. So your directories are yellow pages essentially, and your marketplace is your app store. Yeah. So you've got that support when needed. And I think, well, it's gone down well from what we can gather.
So what is the plan then? Obviously the company's doing really well, a couple of decades under the belt now, it's grown quite big, but technology is, you build something today and it's already out of date. So what's the plan with Simpro? What's the next 5-10 years looking like?
Well, the big thing, obviously 5-10 years quite a long away. I think the big thing this year that I can definitely say is the trend of AI is being inputted into Simpro. It's gone from a software to a platform now, and it's just constantly. Essentially what we're trying to do is the big message is contractors out there are not got the time to train themselves up on AI. Well, most of them, or don't want to. So what we're trying to do is input it into a system to allow that to be kind of ease of use, and then naturally kind of use it without knowing sometimes. And we brought out Simpro Lightning this year, and essentially it's just going to keep growing and growing from that platform to then just be able to hopefully have AI agents kind of supporting with people's jobs and making it easier.
So like it'll become a self-serve platform essentially for the client, so everything's happening in the background.
In the long term, the ROI should be ridiculous. Yeah. It should just be seen as, you go on holiday, you're not worried about coming back. I think it's the best way to look at it. Whereas I know a lot of business owners now, they're on holiday and they're on the fight, like they're dreading it.
But look, we're here today, and we should peg it up really, because I think we're about to tee off, and we know that a lot of the people here will be on their phones. I won't be, because I'll be looking for my ball in the rough. But I do want to understand more about those workflows and how you guys manage your customers and the can I have. So let's explore those as we go over. And I know there's somebody over there desperate to get on camera again as well.
I don't think you'll be finding mine. I think it went in there.
26,000 customers is a lot of voices. So how do you guys, because I'm interested in this, because we're building out our own application around the compliance within self-employment, as you know, but how do you manage the can it just, what about this, what about that? How does that work?
It's got to be set up right. I think it's probably the most important thing, which is why we do hands-on, kind of come to the office, drink the tea, the biscuits, kind of daily training, normally between 5 and 7 days, sometimes more, depending on the size of the business and the amount of different kind of, as we mentioned earlier, workflows that they do, because there's different ways of doing that through Simpro. But if there is those kind of niche bits that needs to be done into it, they can work with our kind of, we've got dedicated UK support to kind of work with them to kind of get that set up and running.
But when obviously everyone says software can do X, Y, and Z, and you can have the best sales pitch in the world, but do you actually get feedback from the users who use Simpro?
Yeah, so we have a client portal which they can put all of their ideas in, as well as customer days. We have our big symposium event, but basically, yeah, they're able to report back anything that kind of they want doing, or there's some, not necessarily issues, but improvements potentially, which they would find helpful.
It sounds bad, but when you speak to someone that
We need to
uses
speak. Yeah, we need to speak
only
to
we can
someone.
find someone who uses Simpro.
You say Simpro?
Brad?
I use Simpro. I couldn't find any of your balls to come there.
Hello, mate. You right?
Haven't seen you in a while.
I was born and so someone talked about Simpro. Been using that for like 7 years. What a coincidence.
So you use Simpro then?
I do, yeah. God, Jesus, yeah. No, I've used Simpro for 7, maybe 8 years. Yeah, we've been using it. We run all our jobs through it. All our guys are scheduled out of it.
Have you built it outside of Simpro, or just try to adopt everything they keep bringing in?
Yeah, we try to adopt everything that they do bring in.
Yeah.
Like with AI now, you know, you can stitch so many things together. So, like,
When do you stop?
yeah, everyone's always looking for this perfect one solution. And I think AI is the answer to that. So because you can stitch data. Simpro's great for the data for us. The biggest thing we do is pull all out. I could tell you to the penny on every job where we are, where we're going to be, and that's the game change for me. It's only as good as the data you put in.
Yeah.
You've got to put the data in it to get the data out of it. If you plate the effort and put the data into it, you get the data out of it really well.
Well, Josh just said then about there's like an implementation period when a customer onboards with Simpro, and you said over beers last night, mate, didn't you, that the client's only going to get out what they put in. How did you find that, Brad? I know it was probably a lot different to what it is now.
I was going to say a number of years ago.
7 years ago, we were still scrambling around in an office, and I was wearing too many hats, and we was using it on a base level, and we was only using an aspect of it.
Yeah.
And then you find out a lot of people, other people say, "Oh, I can't get on with it," and then they spend the time, they put the effort into it, and then they go, "Oh my God, I don't know how to live without it."
It's not a switch that you turn on and off and it works.
Yeah,
But we see it all the time, like I said earlier, when we're going to clients and I've got this, but it doesn't work. Builders generally are builders because they're not really tech savvy,
yeah,
generally.
yeah.
Sweeping statement, but I think you do need to have people within the business, or use time yourself, because Ash's doing the same thing at the minute. You dedicate time to do it, and the business has gone in terms of our tech.
That's it. Yeah. You put that. It's a bit of investment.
Yeah.
It's having that investment in time, having that person. You've got to have one person dedicated who is like the Simpro owner. But if you do that, the investment you get out of it is massive. You know, I speak to so many people now, and they're literally still using spreadsheets and doing all right on that job. Yeah, how do you know? Like every bit of labour material, we got the split. You can see it on every job. It allows you to analyse what's good and what's bad. We're doing that exercise now, going right. Who's the best clients? Who's the best? You know, as all the project managers doing. You can track the data, and
Do all that in Simpro.
yeah, we do everything. We pull that data out and just analyse every ounce of it, and then that allows us to make a next data-led decision to the business. You know, who do we focus on? What's the best clients? Where's the best margins? And you know, you can show everyone else that data. Honestly, that is so powerful to move forward.
Brad, one thing that we say in our business, because we lead by data the same as what you do, and it's really interesting listening to someone in construction talking about leading by data, because traditionally it's not been done like that, has it? And when we present it to the team, we'll say, look, guys, the data doesn't lie. Like, you're telling us the data's bad. Well, no, it's not. Something else is wrong. And it makes conversations a lot easier, because you're not like, it doesn't feel like you're like targeting them somewhat. You're just saying, these are the facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get a team to get involved and use it to present, obviously, performance of the business, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, all the project, like every weekly meeting is based out of that as a source of truth, where everything's pulled out, like operationally, everything that comes out of it. Guys are scheduled on it, so if someone's scheduling on there, there's someone uploading all the purchase orders on there, there's another person that's implementing all the invoices on.
So there's no spreadsheet here,
No.
emails over here, it's all in there.
No, it all goes in.
And you'll be able to come and have some input on this, because from a Simpro side. But how do you sleep at night knowing that the data's right?
I've just got a new bed, so pretty well actually.
Like
That's
this.
really helped me. But yeah. Normally lay down, a bit like it was over there. No, yeah, we sleep very easy. You know, we know exactly where we are with everything. It just makes it. It's that guessing. Going through the growing phase of the business, and you're guessing. You are guessing. I remember years ago, people say, "How you doing that job?" I'd say, oh, "Yeah, all right."
I think so.
I ain't got a clue really.
Yeah.
Whereas now I can tell you, yeah, we are doing X down to the % on the job on the margin, and it allows you to make big decisions.
And so then how do you manage that then, Josh, from Simpro? Because you've clearly got clients like Brad who are your success stories, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that have lent into it, are living and breathing it, and is helping them like evolve the business and grow like quite easily, really, because the data's there. But how do you then get the people who aren't using it or are on the, yeah, but I don't know if I'm really tech-based, I haven't got the time to devote it. So how do you take them on that journey? Is that something that you guys do, or is it kind of user-led?
I think, to be brutally honest, it is user-led. Like you can have the best system in the world, but it's only as good as the people behind it or using it daily. I think that's pretty obvious with many kind of forms and technologies that there is around you. It could do everything for you, but unless you're going to, like Brad said, invest that time, not necessarily just at the start. It's like when you're going to be an electrician, you don't just train up and then like you've got to do a constant piece of work and you're always kind of qualifying and doing qualifications. So you've got to constantly work on it to take it to that next step. It's not a type of system you're there at one point. It's constantly evolving because like I'm sure now, like you're doing different jobs to what you was 6 years ago. So it needs to be able to support that.
So do you do like, not qualifications, but regular like training?
Like there's training that we have to support, like not just implementation, but we have like sales engineers that they can reach out and contact us. 24/6 support, UK based.
We've also got a really good like walkthrough, so if you're not sure on something, you can walk through on early goals. So anyone has walked into our business and it's quite intuitive, they just pick it up, to be honest.
That's the thing, innit?
It's the heartbeat, isn't it?
Yeah, you can get people who could adopt it and train and get using it really quickly.
Well, nothing good's easy, right? It's going to have a bit of pain at the start, then to reap the reward.
Me shooting a 69 today is going to be tough, especially in this league.
Did I say that right? I think I read it right. I was just thinking something to say, right?
I hope yours goes out right. That's what you get for calling me a mate.
Well, I know we're all here chatting about Simpro, but what was it then, Brad, that made you?
There'd been a time before you had systems in place. So what was you doing and how did you end up opting with Simpro?
And I suppose, sorry, one other question. What made you change? Because there must have been something that happened for you to think, right, I've got to do this now.
Control. We went from starting from nothing, one job, then we had 2 employees, and then we got to the point where we had 6 employees, I think, at the time when we implemented Simpro. And it was getting to that point of it was all being juggled on a spreadsheet and a very manual process. And it was like all of a sudden you can control 2 jobs on a spreadsheet. And when I was at 10 jobs, it was getting, start talking about how's each job doing. And I don't really know. I know doing an overall, we didn't have that individual split, like job performance individually, client performance. So it was lack of control. So that when we looked around at all the job management softwares and tried a few out, and we see Simpro, and I spoke to a few, like anything, I spoke to a few people that I knew was using it. Anyone who's not sure, find someone who's using it and talk to them. Like I've spoke to a few people and said, this is how we're using it. And you see, once you've seen someone doing it, don't try and reinvent the wheel.
It's her mentality in there. So, well, if they're using it, it's working for them. And obviously you've succeeded with it. So people now look at you thinking, well, if that's a foundation of seeing services, then why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's not scalable without it. That's the thing. If you hit a ceiling without that system, you hit a ceiling, don't you? And you just can't go. And we've gone from like 60 employees to 60 employees. You can't do that on a spreadsheet.
I'll tell you what would be really interesting, right? See, like, because some people, I suppose, and do you get this? Like, do you get people who grow to Brad's size and bigger and are like,
It's the fear of change.
yeah, but that change management is so great. The pain is bigger than actually not doing anything at all.
People don't want to spend the money on it, but then they get to a point where I spoke to someone the same size as us and they had twice the amount of people in the office because they've got all these manual tasks and manual processes, whereas we've got them systemised.
I think the big one is the time. It's coming away from, like, people are so worried about coming off job, not necessarily coming off jobs, but coming away from the day to day. I think they're so busy. But you probably know this, and people in the industry, they're so busy, but sometimes it's almost like busy fools because you're doing what you think's right, but sometimes you've got to step away, look what's going on, and take the business in a different direction. And you can't do that without software.
Yeah, we're actually going through this ourselves at the moment, aren't we? We've kind of hit a ceiling internally of what we can do with. We've got automation and we've got like a tech stack and everything, but there is still a number of manual steps, and I've had to just rip the band-aid off and pull myself away, and it's painful, and I'm having to do a lot more work than I ever have done. But I know in the long run, like what you were saying, Brad, and I'm sure it's the same for your clients as well, if we make these steps now, it's going to take us from where we are to like 2, 3, 4 levels.
Yeah, that's what.
And not have to increase headcount.
look at 18 months ahead and try and build into that.
Yeah. If our aspirations is to grow like most companies, but if we increased our sales by 50%, the process we got would be stressed. So if we do 30%, being modest with growth, that 2 years we're going to be falling apart. So you've got to change it now to get to the next 5 years. And it's, like I say, it seems like it's creating more work, but it gives you that room to grow.
Yeah.
And that, for us, and I'm sure you were the same, and you'll see it with like the people that you deal with, our headcount and growth was kind of, but I don't want that to continue because otherwise what's the point in doing it? It needs to split, doesn't it, at some point?
Yeah.
So, but do you find as well then, Josh, that people, they rip the Band-Aid off because they want that control? Or is there like a common reason why people would come and work with Simpro?
Something has to happen in the business to open their eyes, pretty much, really. That's probably 90% of the times people reach out to us, and it will be because they can't control it, they can't look at this, or they've got a new maintenance contract up and coming and they're worried about the people they're working with and not going to be happy with the systems they've got. Because that's what comes down to a lot of it as well. Is if you're going to work with other businesses, you need to have the right systems in place for them to want to work with you. Because if not, sometimes the amount of times you're here and they speak to someone and that now I haven't got the time to implement it, 6 months later they're ringing me up going, oh, I need it now. You can't have it now. Like it's not, you can't just turn it on overnight.
Most of the time, there are people who come to us who want to fix something because they see it as a problem, or the ones who've got the problem and it's too late.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
You got to do it when you see it's going to be a problem in 6 months, not at the problem.
Yeah.
I should have took a driver.
Simpro is massive.
Yep.
You were saying last night they're hundreds of millions ARR. And for some smaller businesses, but even like larger firms, it must be quite daunting for them to think, right, if we're going to implement such a big system, to change that, manage that change in one go is quite a lot. So for any firms that know they want to use tech, but don't want to take that huge leap of faith, have you got any advice? Like, is there like top 3 things that they can do just to start their journey with automation and software?
Yeah, no, good question. I think the most successful people that come to us are the ones that have got a do's, coulds, shoulds type of thing, with like they've built out some of the problems they're having in their business, some of the things they want to kind of systemize, some of the things they're struggling with operationally. So I think actually sitting down, whether that's having a chat with another business, whether that's having just a chat with one of our consultants, because to be brutally honest, the system sells itself once you kind of dig out the pains, and as soon as you make it kind of emotional, then it really resonates with people, I find. So I think having those chats with customers, coaches, consultants, anyone who's kind of within the industry to go out and build a plan out, because at the end of the day, the actual looking at the systems, great, right? And it's got all these bells and whistles, but some of it you won't use from the get-go. Some of it will be for the future. So I think it's really putting in a plan in place to find what do you actually want to get out of this? Because like we said earlier, unless there needs to be a reason why you're looking into this and not just getting tech for the sake of getting tech, because that's where you don't fully commit to it.
Yeah.
So it's knowing what you want to fix.
100%.
Knowing what you want to get out of it, because then you can achieve it ultimately.
Yeah, Brad, it was for you, it was control.
Yeah, control and do that and put that control in before it's a problem. Try and put it in early. It's easy to implement at 6. It's a nightmare to implement at 60 people.
Yeah.
You do it early.
I think implementation is key. Like it is planning it together and really working on it, and as a business as well, sitting down and like I mentioned, going through what do you actually want to get out of this, right? And come to us and we can kind of go, right, that's a starting point, because we could run a demonstration of it from A to Z and sit down with them, and it's just all kind of
Noise.
It is, yeah. 100%. And they're kind of, none of it really resonates unless you can really see it from your business's point of view.
What's Simpro not designed for?
Yeah, no, good question. So we mainly work with businesses that are actually carrying out the work. So I call them kind of like you subcontractors almost sometimes, not your actual house builders or main contractors that are building the building. It's people that are inside it normally, going out your electrical, plumbing, HVAC. Those type of businesses, the tier 1 contractors, it's not really designed for those to kind of use it, just purely because everything's around the job. So it's the materials, it's the labour, it's all of that side of it. We don't manage things like your waste and all of that stuff that you do with a main contractor. So there is other systems out there for people. And there's also sometimes Simpro is quite a comprehensive software. It's a large bit of kit. It's not something you just turn on overnight. You need to have someone in the office to commit to it as well. So if it's the case of you haven't got no one back office, go get something a little bit more simpler, a little bit more easy to use out in the field, and then because it's a lot easier taking a business who's got a system to someone who's on spreadsheets, because a lot of that as well, their business is in their head.
Yeah.
No, you can't keep growing and growing when it's in your head. If you come out of that business still needs to run. That's why you get something like Simpro.
You've got to implement Simpro when you've got someone dedicated.
Yeah,
in your-
100%. You need a champion.
If you've not got that person dedicated in the office, you can do it, but it will take so much longer.
Would you say there's a profile of company that's maybe not too small, but not ready? You know,
Anyone who's not got a full-time office admin probably wouldn't suit it.
Right.
And even if you have, you've got to commit some time to it, a day a week from the get-go minimum. And you've got to go away. And the implementation's amazing, right? We'll come out and we'll sit with you, but you've still got to do your own work off the back of that, because that's only going to get your data in, train you up on everything that's kind of, not the basics, but like the normality within there. And then there's going to be other bits that you need to kind of go away, train and really self-develop. It's like anything, right? If you do it once,
it's not going to run itself.
You do it once, you do it okay, but if you keep doing it over and over and over, it's like we implement systems in our company all the time. I hate change, right? It's probably one of the worst things that you can do, but you do it, you commit to it, and you see where it's going to take you, and in the end, it's worthwhile. It's just getting through that pain at the start.
Right, okay. That's good.
So to recap then,
like golf.
it's knowing the pain,
Yeah.
having somebody who's prepared to who's got the time to be able to commit to it, and knowing that there's going to be a period where you're probably not going to see any results, but actually you've just got to grind through it to make it work for you.
100%.
Cool. Okay, let's get these putts up. Mate, thank you for coming down.
Appreciate it.
And Brad, for you, jumping in again.
I'm good like that. I'm so
on another
good.
freebie.
If you get a freebie golf, generally I will jump in.
Or jump out for anyone else.
Yeah.
And look, what the future holds for HardHats and Simpro, we don't know, but you got the partnership program.
Yep.
And what does it mean then for Simpro? What does a good partner look like?
I mean, I'll have a meeting with anyone if I'm brutally honest, just because sometimes the perfect partnership doesn't always align to be what it looked like from the get-go. What good looks like is you've got to make sure where you both have mutual success out of it. I think anyway, the best partnerships is where both parties win, but most importantly, the clients win. I think if you are both offering an added value to either our client, your client, whatever partner's client, I think that's where the strong relationships and partnerships are built on. And then it just branches off from there. And it's just that continuous kind of working together and not just like one party kind of doing all the work, etc. And it's just being innovative as well.
I suppose that's the same for any relationship, isn't it? If it's one way, then...
Yeah, it's got to be an ROI on what you invest, what you pay
yes.
for every month. It's simple as that.
So what more can we do, mate?
Keep bringing me to golf. No, I'm joking. I think the good thing is for what you guys do is we've got a lot of clients in the UK, right? And there's going to be situations, obviously Brad, one of them, who could require your services. And like I mentioned earlier, I think if we can have a partner ecosystem that's able to offer value to our clients whenever it's needed, or proactively reaching out to them to offer this support, because some of them don't realise they need it until they actually understand what you do. And I think that's important as well. We have the big event like Symposium, where we have as many customers as possible attend in London, 2-day event with lots of partners there. They're not really advertising their services, but just kind of explaining what they're doing with education, and that's the most important piece.
And look, for us as well, because we've got a number of partners with, like Josh and Simpro, mate, haven't we? For us, it's the same, isn't it? It's about having a network around us and an ecosystem. So if a client comes to us and says, can you help with this? Because we become trusted.
100%, you're trusted advisor. That's what I see a good partner. They're a trusted advisor. And sometimes it's not always introducing new clients to each other. Sometimes it's another potential partner as well. Because I think that's, so some of my partners as well, they've never introduced a client to me, but they've opened doors, which I would have never been able to do myself.
We see it with what we do is a problem we've got to fix, but it's on the priority list of other 5-6 other things. And one will be visibility on jobs, one will be staff, one will be sorting my accounting system out, one will be sorting the subcontractor status out. So we are in the same pot of problems, and we're not all number 1, 2 or 3.
100%.
It's just trying to find partners who can fix those problems when the client's ready. And ultimately our job is to make sure they know where to go to and vice versa.
Yeah.
And if we can all carry on doing this, playing golf in the sun.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Melting in the sun. Yeah.
Well, saying that, mate, thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Brad,
Mate.
Cheers for coming, Brad, mate.
I'll see you next week for another. Yeah.
There's an episode of Brad and Lucas.